What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kinganda, your favorite African news station with all of the entertainment and news on the continent. And we are back with Kim the comic on the couch. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's going on?
Oh man, everything is pretty good. Go ahead and let people know who you are and what you do.
My name is Kim the Comic. I do comedy videos, I do photography, and also do videography. So, yeah, hit me up. Social media is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Kim the Comic.
Kim, let me talk to you about something because very briefly we've talked about this, but I'm an African American, you are a Ugandan. And sometimes we have some similarities in culture, typically the same problems. We have the same problems in the black community in America. But one of the things that you said in passing by was that a lot of blacks or Africans don't support each other.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Uh, it's just something you see as you keep living. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, maybe because I haven't been like to outside Africa,
Okay.
but like here, especially Uganda
Okay.
as a country, when like an artist is doing something is doing big, everyone will come up with certain excuses as
Okay.
to why they are succeeding. And the excuses are not usually positive.
Give me an example of what you mean.
Like, let's say if somebody just did a
Okay.
hit song,
Right.
and it's like going so hard everywhere, people will usually come out and be like, this guy, I don't think he can do any more music as good as that. Like, this is probably just going to be one song and he'll be done.
Okay.
Then other people will be like, he just got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
He just got lucky like this. I don't think he's going to keep up like this. As in, people don't believe that your own can actually do good.
Uh-huh.
But they'll look at, unfortunately, they'll look at the music from like the States or
Okay.
like the UK and be like, yeah, you know what, this is the music I like.
Okay.
And I don't blame them because I think the outside community has really, what can I say, colonization has made Africans believe that they maybe are not good enough.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
that the outside there, that's the stuff that's good enough.
Uh-huh.
Even when if I saw a video that was so good right
Right.
now,
Right.
the first question I would ask you, any Ugandan, the ask is like, is this guy from Uganda?
Mm-hmm.
That's always what they ask because they don't believe that good content can actually come from here or from Africa.
I see.
Yeah, but shout outs to the Nigerians. They have really,
Oh yeah, they're doing things.
yeah, they are changing that. Like they believe in themselves so much, and I like what they're doing.
Do you think that, like, as far as Ugandans, do they look at Nigerians as an example of doing well, or do they kind of look at them as fellow Africans, and then like the African American music is what's better?
Well, weirdly, before like 2010,
Okay.
everyone was into like the American music
Okay.
here, like even Africa, like that was the biggest deal.
Mm-hmm.
Even our music channels, like when they played, we have a channel, we have like a satellite, something called DSTV,
Yes.
and we have Trace.
Okay.
So like they play music. So back then, like 2010, around there,
Mm-hmm.
they used to play majorly American music on that channel, and that's what we regarded as really good music. And when you saw a Ugandan artist there or a Nigerian on that channel, you'd be like, damn, this guy is really doing good. But lately,
Mm-hmm.
as the years have gone by,
Mm-hmm.
weirdly, now Ugandans look at Nigerian music as better.
Or just as better than American music, or at the same quality.
Probably up there, like
Okay.
not so far away from American
Uh
music.
huh. So it's close.
It's close.
Okay.
So I guess I don't know how we function, but like I feel like we need to believe more in ourselves.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this because like I'm African American, and I noticed that we have some of the problems. Like when I hear like Ugandans don't support each other, and I think like we have some of the problems, but it's not as I don't see that it is as different. It's different here. I think like with us, because we're all the same tribe of people with the same circumstances. I know that Africa, is, like Uganda, for example, is different because you have so many different tribes
Yeah.
and so many different groups where we're just one big group. So obviously we'll support each other a lot more. But you're here in Kampala, like I know there's a lot of Westerners here. I've heard they support more so than even like other people. Like they support themselves more. I've heard that about Westerners in Uganda. They're more of a supportive group. Is that true or?
It's really so political, like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look how the kind of government we have here, people claim, is more of the
Mm-hmm.
Westerners, like the Banyankole, the Batoro,
Mm-hmm.
all those guys. So usually when you go around like positions of work,
Mm-hmm.
like big positions in the government, you find more of like that particular tribe.
Uh-huh.
So probably that's where people get the theory that the Westerners support themselves. But I have my own theory.
Okay.
If there was like the Baganda or like the Easterners or the Northerners in the government,
It would be the same thing.
I think it would be the same thing.
Okay.
Like that's how human beings roll. Like,
Right.
come on, if I had a company and I had like a clan of people I know, what would make you give you a job, you or Shay? Like, you just came from nowhere, and then I have my cousins or like some people. Like, I think human beings believe they are safer with people they what, like they know,
They
or
know.
like
Okay.
or people who are from the same origin as them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that tribalism really holds Uganda and African countries back from going forward?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't.
What is holding?
Corruption and dishonesty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I feel like even if there's a certain tribe supporting the other tribe more,
Mm-hmm.
if they're doing the right things, then we can all benefit.
Okay.
But if there's a tribe supporting another tribe,
Mm-hmm.
but then everyone is corrupt,
Mm-hmm.
even the people who are not being supported are also corrupt.
Right.
They claim they're not, but like, yo, come on. I feel like everyone is corrupt,
Okay.
given the circumstances and the situation. So if you can remove corruption and dishonesty from the whole system,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who is supporting who. If everything is done in the right path,
Sure.
I think we can all benefit. People just want excuses for failure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not rich because this guy did this.
Mm-hmm.
Come.
Let me ask you this because I've also noticed in Uganda. Now, obviously, there are some great Ugandan businesses like Sky's Hotel, Patrick Batory, and the Guru. It's a beautiful hotel.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
like,
good.
wow.
We should go there after this.
Yeah, it's great. I've been there once. I was totally amazed. One of the best hotels I've ever seen ever in life.
Real?
Oh yeah,
In
oh,
life?
it's up there. Yeah.
Where do
It's
you stay in the
absolutely-
US?
It's really
Like,
really good. Yeah.
Are you staying in the slums of the US? Or?
No. It's a really awesome hotel.
Okay,
Like
I
I've been to many different hotels and places, and this up there one some of the best ones I've seen.
I thought like the US is generally just nice.
Oh, it is nice, but that hotel is it's on anybody's standards in the world.
For real?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. But when I go to restaurants, like the cafeterias or the Izumis, I noticed that the better restaurants, even in some of the Kololo, it seems like the local Ugandan restaurants are not as supported as the foreign restaurants. Is there a reason for that? Is it because maybe the Ugandan restaurants will come up to par to the foreigners? But I always see that the foreign restaurants owned by the whites or by the Indians they are doing better, it seems like.
You could say they look better.
Yes.
Plus, again, like we just don't believe in ourselves.
Oh, sure.
Like you said, the foreign restaurants. If someone sees something really looking, okay, I have to give credit though. You can't just be hating on these guys. When they come here and set up some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it really looks good.
Mm-hmm.
So with our dumb minds as Ugandans who have been used probably to like some weird stuff,
Mm-hmm.
when we see those places, we feel like that is success. Like if I go and have even water there, like water is the same thing everywhere. It's
Yeah.
the same. But if you go and have water at the foreigners restaurant and you have water at the local restaurant, all of a sudden this guy looks like he did more than you.
Right.
We just don't believe in ourselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like people just believe the good things are from outside there.
Right.
And that needs to change, man. Like we need to start believing that we can actually do good. Personally,
Mm-hmm.
This may sound racist, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really into white women.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't find them as attractive as Africans or as Ugandan women.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting my own revolution with myself. But we have men in this country or in Africa who feel like who have like a to-do list.
Yes.
For them, like on their to-do list, being with a white woman is like number one.
Number one.
And you're like, bro, like why? What do you get? Like, do you also become white after sleeping with her?
What?
I don't understand it.
Let me ask you this though, because for me, my attitude, I've been working with you and some of the people before. I try to people that work with me or work for me, I try to go as much as the extra mile that I can for them.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's just the American way of doing things, but notice that one of the complaints I have here in Uganda is that a lot of people don't appreciate the talent here. And so what they try to do, instead of appreciating the talent, they try to be cheap with people. They don't want to pay. They try to rip people off, get people to work for very, very little money, although they can pay more. Are those things true, or is that just a stereotype?
To a certain degree, you could be right. But I have a reason why that could be happening.
Why?
So let me tell you, like, if I had $300
Mm-hmm.
and I want my door fixed, like that's the only money I have in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give you $295.
Right.
I have all this $300 I have is probably budgeted for.
Mm-hmm.
Because generally, as Uganda or as some African countries, we are generally poor
Mm-hmm.
in terms of our economy.
Mm-hmm.
So you find that people try to find the best way to survive.
Sure.
Yeah, people say like they're being cheap, but I know foreigners who come here and are also doing the same things that Africans do to Africans. I don't want to say that.
Really?
Yeah, the foreigners who come here and do the same things that Ugandans would do, actually even worse.
In what ways? Tell me.
Like they'll try to be cheap with you. Like they will exploit you and give you less. Actually, even more less than a Ugandan would give you. Actually, Ugandans would complain of working for this foreigner,
Right.
like how bad it is as compared to a Ugandan.
But if you would say one race of foreigners, which one would that be that typically do this the most?
Oh, bro, should I really have to say this? I could get killed on
Does
the
it start
street.
with a C, or is it W?
C and I, those two, like, yeah,
Okay.
C and I, they're competing. They're like, hey,
I see.
So,
I see.
but no one is. They're not Africans.
But now, so basically, okay, like I said, for me, I'm an African American.
Yeah.
You have worked for me. I wouldn't call you an employer or something. You've done contract work for me. Would you say that as like, because I'm an African American, I understand like, oh, I could pay people a lot less to do things, but I know like as a black person, I could afford to pay more, so I try to do that. I try to accommodate people because I know that, all right, you're another black person just like me. I know you want to work, you have things that you want to do, so let's try to be, let me try to show the guy that I appreciate the brother and try to help him out as much as I can. Do the other foreigners that are not black, do they have that same attitude?
They're two major races, foreigners that come to Uganda, yeah?
Okay.
The C's and the I's.
Okay.
I hate to be so straightforward, but I don't think these guys give a shit about us.
Uh-huh.
I think they're just about getting the work done.
Okay.
They don't care how much it costs, but they'll try to make you feel like this is what I'm offering and this is what has to be done.
Uh-huh.
But for you, I've worked with you, and I feel like actually even the normal whites,
Mm-hmm.
they're not that exploitative.
Right.
I feel. Well, it's just that the Ugandans who try to exploit them. Like in terms of food or like transport.
Right.
Like if like a taxi in Uganda from one place to another place is 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
This white guy will ask the other guy like, what's the price? And he'll probably be like 10K.
Uh-huh.
And because the guy doesn't know, he'll pay. That's usually what happens to the white. But then these other guys, the C's and the I's,
Yeah.
I feel like they study the economy before coming here
And they
because
know
they
what's
know
going on.
so much.
Right.
You can't cheat. Actually, they will cheat you on your own stuff. I'd be like, no, 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 no. It's 700 shillings. I know. We're like, bro, I've been here for 10 years. What are you talking about? So you get like, maybe these guys do so much research. Or they're very shrewd businessmen.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and you guys are probably just visiting, and
Right.
these guys want to stay and exploit the
And
market.
exploit because it's cheap labor and they can get a lot of money.
Probably.
Well, let me ask you this: why do you think that African countries allow that exploitation of their own people? Because you can't go where the C's and I's are in their countries and do that. They won't have it.
Well, I blame the leaders
Mm-hmm.
because the leaders apparently accept them as investors.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as someone in a high place of power,
Mm-hmm.
you will benefit from that.
Ah.
But me, who is in the ghetto eating like mangoes and monkey leaves, and, I don't know, all that stuff, I'll never get all that benefit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like it will stop somewhere, then reduces, and by the time it comes to me, bro, I'm crawling on the street.
So really, a lot of the corruption and maybe cheating of people from each other in Uganda is because really it's survival. Because there's so much corruption up top, people on the bottom do it to one another because they're just trying to survive and make it right. Okay,
Because let me ask you something.
sure.
If I had like $10 million and I want you like to brush my shoes,
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't I give you $5,000? But I don't have it. That's why I'm going to give you 10 cents.
Right.
Be like, bro, like, really? We're brushing shoes. Like, I'm not going to eat them. Get
Right.
10 cents.
10 cents.
But then, yeah, like, people try to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then we think that, they're just being cheap with each other. I would say for the Africans and the Africans, they're trying to survive. But for them foreigners who come here and do that, that's just exploitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's stop right there. You know, guys, thank you for watching. This is your boy Kim the Comic here. Kim, go ahead and shout out your social media.
Yes, thanks for watching. My name is Kim the Comic on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It's a whole thing. Make sure you check me out. It's always a pleasure being here.
All right, and as you guys know, keep it real, Kinganda forever. Peace.